first item on the agenda is to approve the minutes of the April 22nd, 2011 Oklahoma City Metropolitan Area Public Schools Trust meeting, special meeting.
So
Sir,
moved.
is there a second?
Second.
We'll vote. Thank you. The next item on the agenda is to approve the audit contract with BKD LLP in an amount not to exceed $15,506 for the fiscal year 2010-2011.
The only additional comments that I'll offer is that BKD did enter into the agreement with us last year, so this is a renewal of their contract. It is $1,843 increase from last year, so last year's contract was $13,663. It was also negotiated by the Finance Department. We do have a representative from Finance Department here today if we need to answer any questions, but we do recommend approval.
Are there any questions?
I'll make the motion for approval.
Is there a second?
Second.
We'll vote. Motion passes. The next item on the agenda is to approve the final plans and specifications for Rancho Village Elementary School and authorize the Secretary to advertise for bids to be received May the 31st, 2011, Project ES0061. Mr. Winger?
Thank you. We are prepared to advertise Rancho Village. There is one special consideration that I want to bring to your attention that you'll find in paragraph 3 of your memorandum. We understand now that the project is going to be over the budget by $693,278 for the primary reason that there are 4 additional classrooms designed as a part of the Rancho Village project to address special needs offered at this school that are not offered as a part of our model school. So all schools have special needs that are being addressed, but this has 4 specific classrooms in addition to our program. We do have a representative from TAP, and thank you for being here and provide the presentation to answer questions that you might have.
Good afternoon. My name is David Forgey with TAP Architecture. Here to present the final plans or presentation for Rancho Village Elementary. We'll just give a general overview of the project for you guys here real quick. The exterior, we're repairing all the brick, stone, or cast stone, cleaning all the brick and providing a graffiti barrier on the existing building as well as the new building. As Eric mentioned, it is the magnet school for multi-handicapped kids south of Southwest 10th Street, Northwest 10th Street. So we are doing ADA upgrades to make sure that all the entrances and exits are comply with ADA, as well as providing security fencing and security cameras and lighting. As far as the interior, we're planning on providing new floors, new ceilings, new lights throughout the facility, a new roof, updating almost all the restrooms. I think there's only one restroom that we're not updating, and that was completed about 5 years ago through the school district. We're also providing a chairlift in the stage, something the school currently does not have, as well as electrical outlets and data outlets in all the new and existing classrooms. Here's a site plan of this facility. We're adding additional parking, which is we're adding about 10 spaces. One of the courtyards is currently now they're parking in it, which does not, excuse me, they're currently parking in one of the courtyards that we're making an outdoor classroom, and it does not meet city standards for exit for parking. So as you can see, the addition to the building is done in such a way that we're allowing ourselves to tear down some of the old corridors. The existing corridors are only 7'4" clear inside, and we're able to demolish those, build over them, and provide adequate corridor height to run sprinkler piping and heating and electrical. Here's the existing elevation as well as the new. It's a very beautiful building. It was built in 1949, so we decided the vernacular was appealing, so we decided to just mimic that and keep it the same, but provide a raised element for the library and media center, and as well as provide the same glass. They have very, very pretty colored glass. I don't know if pretty is the right word. It's very elegant. And some of the upper windows, we've decided to keep that element to harken back to its original design. The new building will be a slightly darker brick color to denote the fact that there has been an addition and change done to the facility. As I mentioned earlier, we've created outdoor classrooms, and one of the problems with this facility is they have vandalism issues at night. So we've tried to come up with a way to create some security fencing that is elegant to look at, but yet non-obtrusive during the day when the children are there. So the panels we're looking at here close at night and don't allow anyone to get into the building to do graffiti, or they've had a lot of broken glass issues, something that we've also addressed through providing tempered and laminated glazing throughout the facility so that the small rocks they're currently throwing won't break a window. The area on the upper left is the new addition. Everything down screen is existing, and what we've done is we've kept the multi-handicap classrooms basically where they are because it allows for ease of drop-off, bus drop-off, and pick-up. They're under a covered canopy, so it's very convenient for them, and that's what they would like to keep, so that's what we did for them. All the new addition is classroom addition, as well as the media center and computer lab will be a new space, and special needs and our OPTP therapy rooms. This is a view from the existing front lobby, which remains pretty much the same form. We came up with a logo with the staff, something that they're very excited about, printing T-shirts already, so they're very happy with it. As you can see, the color coding, we've also worked with the staff in color coding different classrooms, as you can see on the floor here and back on the slide there in the upper right-hand or upper left-hand corner, that they can follow themselves to a corridor through wayfinding. And if it's a multi-purpose room such as this, the music and art room, it will have all the colors in the facility. This is a view of the media center with the colored glasses we had mentioned before. This is a proposed floor finish plan. Most of the flooring in here is VCT tile or carpet, and one difference that we have made in this school is we provided a composite rubber flooring similar to what you would find in a weight room. It's non-porous, and it allows for ease of wheelchair movement in these areas, which the staff had said they were having problems with the carpet moving wheelchairs and just cleaning up stains. It's a non-porous material, so it'll be easily cleanable. As Eric mentioned before, we are roughly $700,000 out of the original estimate of this building, which is explained through the added scope of the classrooms for the multi-handicap, keeping this the magnet school for the multi-handicap. Right now, we have a pre-bid meeting on the 19th, and as Eric mentioned, the bids were supposed to let on May 31st, and in Addendum 1, we are going to move that to June 1 because of the holiday on May 30th. And with that, does anyone have any questions or comments?
Are there any questions? Thank you. I'd like to entertain a motion.
Move approval.
Is there a second?
Second.
We'll vote. Motion passes. Thank you, sir. Next item on the agenda is contracts and contracts assignments. Item number 5A is to approve assignment of contract for architectural services for Rogers Middle School from Crafton Toll Sparks and Associates to Crafton Toll and Associates, Inc., Project ES0068.
We did have one of these on our last trust agenda. This is two more contracts that Crafton Toll Sparks has requested a name change to Crafton Toll and Associates. You do have amendments that are attached, and we have done these before. Can answer any questions that you might have.
Sir, any questions? I think we have to do this individually. I entertain a motion to approve.
So moved?
Is there a second?
Second.
We'll vote. The next item is item 5B. Mr. Winger?
It's the same as the item A, and it's again Crafton Toll Sparks to Crafton Toll and Associates, and it's actually just for the Scheidler Elementary School project.
And this is project ES0038. Are there any questions?
So moved?
For the projects they have assigned.
I believe this is the last that they have currently, yes.
I think I heard a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
We'll vote. Motion passes. Item number 5C is to ratify the issuance of an approve addendum number 1, award contract-based bid only to Wynn Construction Company, Inc. for Northeast Academy for Health Sciences and Engineering, $7,426,000, and approved contract and bonds, project EB0015/ES0080. Mr. Winger?
Thank you. This is the last of the bond projects for the ID9 portion of the Maps for Kids program. And I think, as you've probably already noted in your memorandum, this project came in considerably over budget. We did anticipate that it was going to be over budget at the time of the final plans presentation. The PIP budget for Northeast is $5.4 million. And when the final plans were presented, it was estimated at $6.6 million. There's just a significant amount of renovation at this school that wasn't originally anticipated. Fire sprinkler suppression system, some other just needs of the school. And so we incorporated this into our contingency model. But when bids were received on April 12th, the actual low bid of $7.4 million even exceeded that architect's estimate by an additional $788,000. And so there were several things that we asked the architect to look into, and one of those that came to our attention that wasn't included in that original estimate was the fact that we actually bid the project as a joint bond and sales tax project. The school district is sales tax exempt when we're looking at bond-based projects, but the trust is not. We actually do pay sales taxes as a trust on trust contracts, and so there was a considerable cost. We estimated somewhere in the neighborhood of $300,000 that were included in the bid as a part of sales taxes that would be paid as a part of the work. So we believe about half of that overage, the unanticipated overage, is due to that. There were some other things where we're continuing to see some mechanical and electrical increases. But when we get down to the bottom line, we don't think that there's going to be an advantage to rebidding this project. We feel that we've trimmed absolutely as much as possible while still meeting our Maps for Kids standards. And so we are recommending award of the contract and using program contingency funds to cover the difference in cost. We had several alternates, as you'll note on page 2. There's some locker room remodels, a parking drop-off, some additional new roofing, and then also the demolition of the stadium. Those are all very desirable for this school. We will work with the contractor after the award of contract to see if we can possibly include that work through a value engineering process, but we can't do so pre-contract. We must actually wait for the approval first. Can answer any questions that you might have.
Are there any questions?
Is there any priority given to the alternates?
There is not, or we didn't receive any priority from the district.
I would suggest that priority be given sort of in the descending order, 4, 3, 2, 1, if you would. I really think that stadium removal is necessary. I think that it's kind of dangerous to be there. It has been for years. And I don't think it's very financially feasible to get the stadium back up to being usable. So I think it's very important to get it demolished and the ground leveled and that sort of thing. And then the roofing, I understand that there is a repair of the roof included in the contract, but I think that the new roof is necessary. So again, I'd suggest that we try to do 4, 3, 2, 1 as much as we possibly could.
And I'll definitely work with those as we work with the contractor.
Thank you, Anthony. Any other questions, comments? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
So moved. Second.
We have a motion and a second. Let's vote. Motion passes. Thank you. Next item on the agenda is item number 6A. These are change orders. First one being to recommend the Board of Education of Independent School District number 89 approve change order number 6 for Classen School of Advanced Studies increase of $96,134. This is project EB0014.
Class in SAS is progressing nicely. It's about 65% complete, and there's 7 items on this change order. The largest item is item number 2, and we were anticipating this. This is the first project that we're going to see this type of change order on, and this is due to the change in the continuous learning calendar. Phases 6 and 8 have to be extended on this project, which is going to add extra time to the contract. With extra time comes extended general conditions by the contractor. That's services to keep the trailers, the staff, the electricity and things for the equipment turned on. And so $71,524 is required to extend that contract. The other items are typical for what we're seeing in construction. You'll see that there's just some network extensions, some marker board relocations, and some other items. Represents a percent of change. There's 3.8% total with this one included. You'll also find the 27 additional days to address the phasing. We recommend approval.
Are there any questions? I do have a question, not just on Classen, but as we look at the scheduling changes, are we catching some of these schools as they're going on board early on that we can make some of these adjustments with the contractors?
So any project that hasn't yet bid, we're able to incorporate the continuous learning calendar. But we have over 20 projects in construction, and so some of them are going to be affected, some of them may not. We have several that are very near completion, and they're going to be unaffected. But anything of the 15 or so projects that are yet to bid the remainder of this year, we will make those adjustments as a part of the bidding.
Okay, thank you. Any questions on this item? If not, I'll entertain a motion, please.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, we'll vote. Motion passes. Next item is change order 6B, which is to recommend the Board of Education of Independent School District Number 89 approve change order number 3 for Johnson Elementary School, an increase of $80,656. This is project EB0020. Mr. Winger.
Johnson's about 40% complete, and there's 7 items included on this change order. What makes Johnson unique from some of the other projects is that it was actually a project of small scope of work. It was less than a $2 million award of contract, so there's not as much room when we talk about cost for changes. We have a limit on what we can change order. What's included here is $80,000 worth of work. Item number 1, some soffit modifications. These are some additional soffit covers that were just not included in the plans and the specifications. You'll see item number 3 with some asbestos abatement. But you'll see in item number 4, there's actually a significant credit for $33,000 included, and this is to help offset some of the costs that we're incurring as a part of change orders. New millwork is included in item number 5, and this represents about 4% change on the total contract. So a significant change, although not a significant dollar amount when we compare it to other schools. This will raise the total changes to date to 6.1%. There's no time included. The changes are required, and we recommend approval.
Are there any questions? I entertain a motion.
Move approval.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. We'll vote. Motion passes. Thank you. Next item on the agenda is 7A. This is to approve the expenditures of funds for the purchase of furniture, fixtures, and equipment for Southern Hills Elementary School, not to exceed $65,000. This is project ES0051. Mr. Winger?
Thank you. This is a project that's under construction, more than 60% complete, so we're now ready to order the furniture to make sure that it's here in time for the school's reopening. We are exceeding the PIP budget by $34,415. One of the things that occurred here at Southern Hills is that we converted a lot of classrooms. We're not able to use all of their existing furniture, and so there's some additional needs for furniture in some of those converted spaces. We do have adequate contingency funds to cover the difference, and we recommend approval.
Are there any questions?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
We'll vote. Thank you. Item number 7B is to authorize the purchase of desktop computers, mobile labs, and network printers from Dell Inc. for Cesar Chavez Elementary School. This is $213,584. This is project EST040. Mr. Winger?
Cesar Chavez is our new school that will open up this August. It's complete, it's cleaned, and they're putting furniture in now. One of the final procurement activities is to actually complete it with all the technology, which includes computers, laptops, carts, printers, It also includes all the software and all the items that go with technology that you'll find in all the Oklahoma City public schools. We did solicit the RFP to 9 vendors. 2 responded, and the low quote was provided by Dell. The cost is $213,000. The budget was $375,000. We recommend approval.
Are there any questions? If not, I entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Is there a second?
I will second.
We'll vote. Motion passes. Next item is item number 8, to accept the Eugene Field Elementary School roof project and place the maintenance bond into effect, project ES 0050A. Mr. Winger?
Thank you. The work was completed, or at least substantially completed, in January. They have now finished their punch list, and we're now ready to accept the work. Construction is still ongoing at the school. This is just for the roof that was done as an early start project.
Are there any questions? Not, I entertain a motion, please.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, we'll vote. Great, thank you. Next is the update status from OC MAPS program. You're not Mr. Couch, but I'll let you go there, Mr. Winger.
Thank you. I've got 3 items for you
Okay.
today. We did receive bids this morning on Parmalee Elementary, and we've been significantly challenged over the last several weeks, as we've reported, and just as you've seen today with Northeast, with bids coming in high. But I'm pleased to report this morning we received 5 bids on Parmalee. The budget was $6.9 million, the estimate was $6.9 million, and the low bid was $6.4, which included all the alternates. So we have a savings of approximately $525,000 on this project. And so I don't want to suggest that we've figured everything out. We are working very hard with the architects. We are working hard with staff to make sure that we're learning from our previous experiences and applying those to future bids. We do have 3 additional bids this month.
Can I ask what the cover bid was on Parmalee, what the second highest bid was?
It was actually only a $400 difference between first and second bid. So it was very, very close.
That's good.
The bids were very tight. We do have 3 additional bids this month. Arthur on the 17th, West Nichols Hills on the 24th, and Rancho Village on May 31st. So we'll continue to monitor our bidding, and we hope to have more good news in May. Next Monday on the 9th at 1 o'clock, we have the North Highland ribbon cutting, so I invite you to North Highland if you would like to celebrate that school's grand reopening with them. And our next meeting is Tuesday, May 17th.
Thank you, Mr. Winger. Any comments from trustees, from staff, citizens? If not, we're adjourned. Thank you, everyone.